Introduction to the Book of Micah. The Book of Micah, a jewel in the prophetic writings of the Old Testament, offers a profound insight into the complexities of divine justice and mercy. This book, though often overlooked, holds a treasure trove of wisdom and guidance that is as relevant today as it was in ancient times. Micah, whose name means "who is like Yahweh," serves as a powerful voice of both warning and hope, navigating the turbulent waters of ancient Israel's societal issues. His prophecies address the corruption and moral decay of his time, calling out the injustices perpetrated by both leaders and common people alike. This prophetic book, though compact, tackles themes that resonate deeply with our contemporary struggles, making its study both relevant and necessary. In a world where injustice and inequality still prevail, Micah's messages challenge us to reflect on our own actions and societal structures. As we delve into the life and prophecies of Micah, we encounter a narrative that is as instructive today as it was centuries ago. His words echo through time, urging us to consider the consequences of our choices and the importance of living in accordance with divine principles. Micah's prophecies emerged during a period of significant turmoil and moral decay, addressing not only the leaders, but also the common people of Judah and Israel. His messages are a call to repentance and a return to righteousness, emphasizing the need for societal reform and personal integrity. His messages are stern yet woven with a thread of redemption, reflecting the dual nature of God's communication with his people. While he warns of impending judgment, he also offers hope for restoration and renewal, highlighting God's enduring mercy and compassion. It is this interplay between judgment and promise that makes the Book of Micah a compelling study for both scholars and everyday readers. The balance between divine justice and mercy provides a framework for understanding the complexities of God's relationship with humanity. As we explore its chapters, we are invited to reflect on our own societal dynamics and the timeless call to pursue justice and mercy. Micah's words challenge us to examine our own lives and the ways in which we contribute to or combat injustice. In this essay, we will explore Micah's background, dissect his key messages, and connect his ancient words to our modern contexts. By understanding the historical and cultural backdrop of his prophecies, we can better appreciate the depth of his insights and the pertinence of his calls to action. By understanding the historical and cultural backdrop of his prophecies, we can better appreciate the depth of his insights and the pertinence of his calls to action. Micah's context provides a lens through which we can view our own world, drawing parallels and learning from the past. This journey through the Book of Micah will not only enhance our biblical literacy, but also challenge us to apply his teachings in practical, transformative ways. His calls for justice, mercy, and humility are timeless principles that can guide our actions and decisions today. As we proceed, remember that the Book of Micah is more than a historical document. It is a vibrant source of wisdom that continues to speak powerfully into our lives today. Its teachings are not confined to the past, but are living words that inspire and challenge us in our daily walk. Engaging with this text, we embark on a journey of understanding God's expectations of justice, humility, and unwavering faith. Through Micah's prophecies, we are called to a higher standard of living, one that reflects the character and heart of God in every aspect of our lives. The Prophet Micah, background and historical context. Micah, a contemporary of prophets Isaiah, Hosea, and Amos, preached during the reigns of kings Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah of Judah. These were tumultuous times, marked by significant political and social upheaval. The prophets, including Micah, were tasked with guiding the people through these challenging periods, offering both warnings and hope. His ministry spanned a critical period in the history of the southern kingdom, around the late 8th century BCE. This was a time when the kingdom faced numerous threats, both from within and from neighboring empires. The geopolitical landscape was fraught with tension, and the people of Judah were in desperate need of spiritual and moral guidance. This era was marked by Assyrian dominance in the region, which brought not only political instability but also influenced the social and religious practices of the people. The Assyrians were known for their military prowess and their ability to impose their will on conquered territories, leading to widespread fear and uncertainty among the inhabitants of Judah. The infiltration of foreign elements led to a dilution of traditional values and an increase in corruption and idolatry. The people of Judah began to adopt the customs and religious practices of their conquerors, straying further from their covenant with Yahweh. This spiritual decline was a central concern for Micah and his contemporaries. Operating from a smaller town, Moresheth, Micah was well placed to observe both the corrupt practices of the urban elites in Jerusalem and the hardships of the rural populace. Moresheth was a microcosm of the broader societal issues plaguing Judah, and Micah's observations there informed his prophetic messages. His position as an outsider to the urban political and religious elite gave him a unique perspective, which he used to deliver some of the most poignant critiques found in the biblical prophetic literature. Micah's distance from the centers of power allowed him to speak truth to those in authority without fear of retribution. His messages were direct, often abrasive, aimed at awakening the conscience of a nation that had strayed far from its covenantal obligations to God. Micah's words were not just a call to repentance but a plea for a return to justice, mercy, and humility before Yahweh. Micah's socio-political critiques were grounded in a deep-rooted belief in Yahweh's sovereignty and justice. He saw the moral decay of his society as a direct affront to the divine order and sought to realign the people's values with those of their covenantal God. He denounced the leaders of Judah for their greed, dishonesty, and exploitation of the poor. These leaders, who were supposed to be shepherds of their people, had instead become wolves, preying on the vulnerable and enriching themselves at the expense of justice and righteousness. This prophetic stance was not merely accusatory, it called for a radical realignment of societal values towards the covenantal standards set forth by Yahweh. Micah envisioned a society where justice rolled down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Micah's oracles reveal a prophet deeply engaged with the issues of his day yet steadfast in his commitment to divine truth. His unwavering dedication to Yahweh's principles made his messages timeless, resonating through the ages as a call to faithfulness and integrity. This historical backdrop is crucial for understanding the intensity and urgency of Micah's messages. The external threats from powerful empires and the internal decay of moral and spiritual values created a perfect storm that necessitated a prophetic voice like Micah's. The pressures of external threats and internal decay catalyzed his prophetic mission, making his words resonate not only with his contemporaries but with all who seek to understand the dynamics of divine justice and human responsibility. Micah's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of prophetic truth in the face of adversity. Core themes: justice, mercy, and faith. These three pillars form the bedrock of Micah's prophetic message, resonating through the ages and offering timeless wisdom. One cannot discuss the book of Micah without addressing its foundational themes of justice, mercy, and faith. These are not just abstract concepts, but practical imperatives that Micah insists must be woven into the fabric of daily life. These themes are not only central to the book, but also to the character of God, as depicted throughout the biblical narrative. They reflect the divine nature and the expectations God has for humanity. Micah challenges his audience to confront their misdeeds and to reconsider their understanding of what it means to live justly before God. He calls for a deep introspection and a genuine transformation of heart and actions. His calls for justice are particularly poignant, as they often come paired with scathing rebukes of the societal elite's exploitative practices. Micah does not shy away from pointing out the corruption and greed that pervade the leadership. Micah's conception of justice extends beyond mere legal fairness. It encompasses a profound commitment to the welfare of the community, especially the vulnerable and marginalized. He envisions a society where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. His indictments of the leaders and wealthy of Judah for their injustices towards the poor and helpless are a recurring motif throughout his prophecies. Micah's words serve as a powerful reminder of the ethical responsibilities that come with power and privilege. These admonitions are not just historical critiques but serve as timeless reminders of the responsibilities those in power have towards those they lead. They challenge us to reflect on our own societal structures and the ways in which we can advocate for justice today. In contrast to his stern messages of judgment, Micah also extends a message of mercy. He emphasizes that God's justice is always tempered with mercy, offering hope and redemption to those who turn back to him. This duality reflects the character of God, a just judge who is also incredibly compassionate. It is a reminder that divine justice is not about retribution, but about restoration and healing. Micah's visions of future hope and restoration, where all nations come together in peace under the reign of a just ruler from Bethlehem, highlight this merciful aspect. These visions are not just distant dreams but promises that inspire action and faith. These prophecies not only offered hope to his contemporaries but also point forward to the Christian understanding of the Messiah. They bridge the gap between the present struggles and the future fulfillment of God's promises. Lastly, the theme of faith permeates Micah's writings. Faith is the foundation upon which justice and mercy stand, and it is through faith that individuals and communities can align themselves with God's will. His calls for repentance and return to covenantal faithfulness are grounded in a deep trust in God's promises. Micah urges his audience to remember their covenant with God and to live in a way that reflects their commitment to Him. Micah's faith in the midst of national crisis serves as a model for personal integrity and spiritual resilience. His unwavering trust in God, even in the face of adversity, is a powerful testament to the strength of faith. His insistence on faithfulness, even when confronted with societal decay, challenges readers to consider the depth of their own faith in the face of adversity. Micah's example encourages us to remain steadfast and hopeful, no matter the circumstances. As we continue to explore Micah's teachings, these themes of justice, mercy, and faith will guide our understanding of his prophetic mission and its implications for us today. They offer a framework for living a life that is pleasing to God and beneficial to others. They are not merely historical artifacts, but vibrant, living concepts that demand our engagement and response. In embracing these themes, we can work towards creating a more just, merciful, and faithful world.